In the bright morning, the dwarfs went into the mountains and searched for silver and gold. And in the evening, they came home and found their meals ready for them. During the day, the maiden was left alone, and therefore the good dwarfs warned her and said, "Be careful of your stepmother, who will soon know of your being here, so let nobody enter the cottage." The queen, meanwhile, supposing that she had eaten the heart and tongue of her stepdaughter, believed that she was now above all the most beautiful woman in the world. One day, she stepped before her mirror and said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of us all?" And it replied, "The queen was fairest yesterday. Snow White is fairest now, they say. The dwarfs protect her from night's way, amid the forest far away." This reply surprised her, but she knew that the mirror spoke the truth. She knew, therefore, that the huntsman had deceived her, and that Snow White was still alive. So she dyed her face and clothed herself as a peddler woman, so that no one could recognize her. And in this disguise, she went over the 7 hills to the house of the 7 dwarfs. She knocked on the door of the hut and called out, "Fine goods for sale, beautiful goods for sale." Snow White peeped out of the window and said, "Good day, my good woman. What have you to sell?" "Fine goods, beautiful goods," she replied. "Stays of all colors," and she held up a pair which were made of many-colored silks. "I may let in this honest woman," thought Snow White, and she unbolted the door and bargained for 1 pair of stays. "You can think, my dear, how they become you," exclaimed the old woman. "Come, let me lace them up for you." Snow White suspected nothing and let her do as she wished, but the old woman laced her up so quickly and so tightly that all her breath went, and she fell down like one dead. "Now," thought the old woman to herself, hastening away, "now am I once more the most beautiful of all." At eventide, not long after she had left, the 7 dwarfs came home and were much frightened at seeing their dear little maid lying on the ground, and neither moving nor breathing, as if she were dead. They raised her up, and when they saw that she was laced too tight, they cut the stays to pieces, and presently she began to breathe again, and little by little she revived. When the dwarfs now heard what had taken place, they said, "The old peddler woman was no other than your wicked stepmother. Take more care of yourself and let no one enter when we are not with you." Meanwhile, the queen had reached home, and going before her mirror, She repeated her usual words. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of us all? And it replied as before. The queen was fairest yesterday. Snow White is fairest now, they say. The dwarfs protect her from thy sway, amid the forest far away. As soon as it had finished, all her blood rushed to her heart, for she was so angry to hear that Snow White was yet living. But now, thought she to herself, will I make something which shall destroy her completely. Thus saying, she made a poisoned comb by arts, which she understood, and then, disguising herself, she took the form of an old widow. She went over the 7 hills to the house of the 7 dwarfs, and knocking at the door, called out, "Good wares to sell today." Snow White peeped out and said, "You must go farther, for I dare not let you in." "But still you may look," said the old woman, drawing out her poisoned comb and holding it up. The sight of this pleased the maiden so much that she allowed herself to be persuaded and opened the door. As soon as she had bought something, the old woman said, "Now let me for once comb your hair properly." And Snow White consented, but scarcely was the comb drawn through the hair when the poison began to work, and the maiden fell down senseless. "You pattern of beauty," cried the wicked queen, "it is now all over with you." And so saying, she departed. Fortunately, evening soon came, and the 7 dwarfs returned. And as soon as they saw Snow White lying, like dead, upon the ground, they suspected the queen, and discovering the poisoned comb, they immediately drew it out. Then the maiden very soon revived and told them all that had happened. So again, they warned her against the wicked stepmother and bade her open the door to nobody. Meanwhile, the queen, on her arrival home, had again consulted her mirror and received the same answer as twice before. This made her tremble and foam with rage and jealousy, and she swore that Snow White should die if it cost her her own life. Thereupon, she went into an inner secret chamber where no one could enter, and made an apple of the most deep and subtle poison. Outwardly, it looked nice enough, and had rosy cheeks which would make the mouth of everyone who looked at it water. But whoever ate the smallest piece of it would surely die. As soon as the apple was ready, the queen again dyed her face and clothed herself like a peasant's wife, and then over the 7 mountains to the house of the 7 dwarfs she made her way. She knocked at the door, and Snow White stretched out her head and said, "I dare not let anyone enter. The 7 dwarfs have forbidden me." "That is hard on me," said the old woman, "for I must take back my apples, but there is one which I will give you." "No," answered Snow White. "No, I dare not take it." "What? Are you afraid of it?" cried the old woman. "There, see, I will cut the apple in halves. Do you eat the red chicks, and I will eat the core." The apple was so artfully made that the red chicks alone were poisoned. Snow White very much wished for the beautiful apple, and when she saw the woman eating the core, she could no longer resist, but, stretching out her hand, took the poisoned part. Scarcely had she placed a piece in her mouth when she fell down dead upon the ground. Then the queen, looking at her with glittering eyes and laughing bitterly, exclaimed, "White as snow, red as blood, black as ebony, this time the dwarfs cannot reawaken you." When she reached home and consulted her mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of us all?" It answered, "The queen is fairest of the day." Then her envious heart was at rest, as peacefully as an envious heart can rest. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this. Bye bye.